showing the people.
If you have a lot of high anxiety, you don't want to do this.
They're just sitting on the runway laughing at me.
And incredible operations.
It's a little bit sticky.
Whoa, 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 whoa. We have an aircraft on stand 666 which has got an engine fire. You get 2 minutes to get there.
To keep this complex, high-pressure trade airborne.
There's 30 ton of weight on that aircraft. It could tip the aircraft up at worst, or it could damage the fuselage.
And travel with an extraordinary array of goods.
Now we just need the spacecraft so we can load and then get out of Dodge.
From out-of-this-world giants, life-saving medical supplies.
It's a very good feeling knowing that every day we are shipping medication that could improve someone's life.
Perishables.
Nobody is in such a hurry as a dead salmon.
And components for some of the greatest spectacles on Earth.
21 races. If it took 3 weeks to get it there by sea, we need a 63-week year. We have to use air.
Put your seats in the upright position, buckle in, and prepare to go max speed with Mega Air. In this episode...
Inside this box we've got red roses, smelling wonderful.
Life is one big bed of roses as hundreds of tons of Valentine's blooms.
Normal weeks we do roughly about 1 million stems a day. Valentine's is double.
Jet in for the world's largest flower auction.
The whole building over here is the size of Monaco. It is sort of a way an insane job.
A top-of-the-range race car puts handlers...
It's very, 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 very tight.
...into a massive spin.
Watch that front brake.
And a last-ditch airport repair.
Under a bit of pressure now to get all the material back in the ground.
Sends stress levels supersonic.
Come on, sweep this bit! Hey! Driver! We're getting a bit close on the edge now. These aircraft are coming in and we're going to have to vacate the area. How much longer?
It's approaching Valentine's Day, and love is in the air in the romantic canal-lined streets of Amsterdam, Holland. Also, wafting gently is the scent of millions of roses, coming from the world's largest auction facility, Royal Flora Holland.
You smell the roses, you see the size of it is the largest store that I know there is. It's the size of Monaco. Now, I don't know if you see the Formula 1 in Monaco, they can put a Formula 1 race in here. In the Valentine week, we auction minimum 100 million roses each week.
To fill daily one of the world's top 10 biggest buildings, Royal Flora Holland draws on a network of global growers. And to get far-flung flowers here as fresh as a daisy keeps Schiphol Airport blooming.
We have a freighter fleet of 6 freighters, 4 747s and 2 777s. From general cargo to live animals, but naturally also fresh products, pharma products, air engines, you name it, we ship it. One of the biggest cargoes for sure is flowers. In total, we ship around close to 66,000 tons a year.
That equates to 11.5 billion flowers annually. And with Valentine's looming, the latest mega batch of freshly cut roses from Quito in Ecuador is winging its way in on the Flying Dutchman.
Have you ever seen this?
One of KLM's long-distance 747-400 aircraft that's almost entirely devoted to freighting flowers. As it pulls into a snowy Schiphol, the clock is ticking to get its cargo rushed over to Royal Flora Holland.
Today we've got 100 tons of cargo on board. Most of it, 90% is flowers. And we've got 1 aircraft engine on board, also coming in. This is a very busy season because of the Valentine's Day is coming in. It's a big operation. In a small time frame, you have to unload 100 tons of freight. So you have to be accurate to do it fast and safe. Time is a big issue, but safety comes first.
Yes, Schiphol Airport is flower central for this most delicate of air freight. And keeping Henny and the rest of his crew on their toes today is fresh roses like to be kept at an optimum 6 degrees Celsius.
We use every space we can get.
Outside, it's sub-zero, so there's no time to waste.
Inside this box we've got red roses and yellow roses. They're looking nice. Smelling wonderful. A lot of flowers over here. It's all flowers. All different boxes, all different kind of flowers. Most of them are roses, but all kind of colors. It's extra busy, extra busy. We've got some extra flights from out of Africa and South America with all flowers coming in. All for the Valentine's Day. Nice red roses over here. It all looks good. We're going to unload them as fast as possible. It's getting towards the plane. We unlock the pallets and offload them.
The single operator high loader, using an automated roller bed to pull flower pallets off the plane, is the crew's main weapon to achieve their 90-minute unload target.
This is the plane, and now we're over here busy with these pallets. As you can see, the first flowers are coming out now. He's going to put them on the pallet transporter. This is very delicate at the moment. The center of gravity by unloading is one of the most important things, because if you get too much out of it in the front, it can go backwards. So you have to follow the procedure. First the back aft, and then take off the flowers in front.
Yes, having the Flying Dutchman topple over from a botched offload would be somewhat unfortunate. But as Henny monitors this, inside, cargo manager Jos is being swept away by the blossoming promise of Valentine's.
I think the most of the flowers are roses. I always buy roses for my pretty lady.
But the age-old romance killer soon strikes. Things go a bit flaccid. Some boxes have begun to droop.
The beneath low of boxes, they're a little bit crushed. And when they are crushed, the whole pallet will be hanging over to one side. And you must be careful when you want to unload the pallet that you are not damaging the door.
Wonky boxes are not the only cause of furrowed brows. Nestled among the flower stacks is an enormous jet engine, weighing in at a hefty 12 tons.
This engine is for the 787 Dreamliner. It's one of the biggest engines on this moment. As you can see, it's maximum because you have no space left between the height of the airplane. And now they will roll it backwards. It comes to us, I hope. Is massive. The door is 3 meters and 10 centimeters. The fan of the engine, your finger is between the door and the engine.
As feared, the big engine.
They're stopping again. Gaan we weer stoppen?
Equals big problems.
The big engine, with the big engine over there, we must move the loader a little bit to the side door. It's not in one line with the plane, then we cannot unload the big engine.
This is burning up valuable time.
We hebben het expres gedaan.
The open cargo door is flooding in frigid sub-zero air, threatening the precious petals.
We hebben het expres gedaan, om te laten zien hoe het wel moet.
Set among the rolling Sussex hills is a farm. On first glance, it's like any other small holding, with livestock peacefully chewing the cud. But this particular farm has a secret. that's truly extraordinary. It's the staging post for some of the world's most spectacular supercars, due for air freighting.
This is a Aston Martin GT3 car. We picked it up from the factory, and it's going into Heathrow, and then it's being flown to Japan. It's all completely carbon fibre. Got the huge rear diffuser, all carbon fibre in the rear wing. Got to be as lightweight as possible for the racing. As you can see, there's nothing apart from the steering wheel and some pedals.
This Aston Martin GT3 race car's powerful V8 engine produces in excess of 600 brake horsepower, enabling it to screech from 0 to 60 in 3.5 seconds and hit 195 miles per hour. And this one's about to be air freighted 6,000 miles for Japan's National GT3 Championship.
We've got to push it out the front there, get it on the truck, and we'll have to winch her in because it won't drive, this one.
But first, Jamie's sidekick, Jack, needs to get this thoroughbred racer in its brand new box.
So these are race transporter trailers, and I mean, they specifically designed them for this sort of work, really. Race cars, supercars, and it's fully enclosed like this. They're all nice and safe from the elements and any stone chips or anything like that. So a lot of people quite like to use these when they've spent a lot of money on their car. I don't think they'd appreciate it if it comes back with a scratch.
To safely install the immaculate Aston Martin, Jack faces a sizable headache. The car is incredibly low slung, with millimetres ground clearance for extra racing downforce.
Because the car's quite low, I have to use these assister ramps and not scratch any of the bottom.
Making a trouble-free winch on board pretty difficult.
My own weight just to pull it out.
Make that very difficult. In fact,
oh no,
the most difficult winch of his life.
Don't seem to get any power to it. For some reason, can't get this one to go. It wasn't part of the plan. I don't know what to say. And this is a brand new trailer, so it should work.
That's the problem with the newfangled winch. It tends to wind you up.
This winch in this trailer, has it never been used? It's not getting any power.
Perhaps colleague Jamie can bring much-needed winch salvation.
Ah, there. Ah. Never used these new trailers, you see. Thanks, Jamie.
Does it work now?
It will do, won't it? Yeah, of course it does. All right, see you in a bit. Bye-bye.
And just to add injury to insult, Jack gives his noggin a good crack.
Don't worry, we're all right.
With all systems go, Jack can begin the delicate task of winching the ground-hugging race car.
So you put these just before the ramps, and it will lift those front wheels just enough, just to make sure that that front doesn't rub on any of this here. Millimetres. We're getting there. Quite a wide car, this one, so I'll be just real careful with it. Now we've got to use these straps now to secure it to the deck. So it's just a case of shutting everything up and then off we go.
Next stop, Heathrow Airport.
Once we've dropped it in their hands, that'll be our job complete. Spend the rest of my day off, hopefully.
And there,
car's just turning up.
The super low-slung supercar gets everyone into a super tiz.
It's very, 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 very tight on those boards.
at an icy Schiphol airport in Holland.
They're stopping again. Gaan we weer stoppen?
A 747 freighter has developed a serious case of engine trouble.
We have no space left between the height of the airplane. It's massive.
Speed is of the essence. A massive batch of Valentine's flowers is being exposed to freezing temperatures, so this big lump needs squeezing out fast.
We just stopped with unloading. The loader is not in one line with the plane, so you must go back and then try it again. When we have problems in the aircraft with unloading, that means that there are a lot of people waiting inside our warehouse and the trucks waiting outside. For us, time is money and we must do it so quick as possible.
20 frustratingly slow minutes later, the 12-ton engine is finally off board, quickly followed by the remaining flower pallets. Their new home, the landside warehouse.
The aircraft is parked outside behind those doors. It's only, I think, 50-meter drive for the pallet mover with the pallet from the aircraft to the entrance. What you will see as we walk over there, the door opens, the pallet comes in. Yeah, on this slide, something like almost 100 tons of flowers are coming in and go or to the auction. So yeah, it's busy time.
From here, it should be a straightforward shuttle to lorry bays for onward transit to the world's largest flower auction at Royal Flora Holland. But on this occasion, flower power is powerless.
Of course, when you're filming, hits the fan. This is not turning as it should be.
Ja, meteen is het hier wel. Maar er komt straks nog.
Nothing will get this rogue roller to roll. Not even brute force.
I think it fixed itself. Haha, luckily.
Just when Leonard thinks everything's coming up smelling of roses,
broken down the track. Because later on another aircraft is coming in and they have something like 40 pallets which has to go straight through. So if they can't get that one away, they have a major issue. When it stalls, you get one big jam behind it, especially now, the Valentine's, of course. So lots of flowers coming in and everybody waiting at the auction but doing nothing. As everybody knows, when you do nothing, that costs money. We're now doing a system reset. It's the first time I hear this one, so a little bit exciting today. The pallet is moving, so something's happening. Yeah, it's working and it's coming over here.
phew, that was one big thorny issue narrowly averted. Which is just as well, because as we'll see, when one of the world's biggest buildings enters full Valentine's fury...
It's 24/7, ongoing, continuous. Time is everything.
Those caught up in it can go a bit flower potty.
Normal weeks, we do roughly around 1 million stamps a day. Valentine's is double. Luckily that's not every day because nobody will survive.
Dawn has broken over East Midlands Airport in the UK. And there's a croc roaming around.
My name's Steve Irwin. Obviously you've got Steve Irwin, the crocodile hunter, so everybody here now calls me Croc. I'm not snapping at anyone, but I have to live with that now for the rest of my life.
Croc is checking in for another busy day running engineering services at this major British cargo hub.
So I think our job overall, obviously we're looking after the day-to-day running of the airfield. The stressful part of this is we have to work around live aircraft. So you'll always see us here. Last minute, we do the aprons, the roadways that run around the airfield, and also the runway and taxi lanes as well. So this area is our sort of emergency response area, I would call it. So if we have an issue where we have a failure or something gets damaged out on the airfield, With us having very, very tight small windows, everything is here and it's all ready to go. So we've got drilling rigs which can call out light, so if we've got damaged lighting, stuff like that. The other side we've got the tarmac material, plus we've got all different sort of sizes of claws as well. So these types of things. So you were drilling a hole in your wall to put a picture frame up. You've got to think we're drilling sort of mega holes in the ground. If we had some cracking out or anything like that appear anywhere, or any joints that needed sealing, we've got this machine in here as well which does all that. You'll see a lot of this probably looks quite dirty and horrible stuff, but everything here ready to go at a minute's call type of thing. But yeah, this is a lot tighter than it has been anyway. You must have known you were coming.
Well, in Croc's world, an emergency is always snapping at your heels. As evening approaches and the night cargo operation gears up to go full throttle.
Golf Papa Mike 91 Kilo Eastman's ground, good afternoon. Just stand by one.
Air traffic manager Paul Kay has a pressing problem to contend with.
We have some defects in the main taxiway, our Alpha taxiway, which runs parallel to the runway and feeds all of the aprons, so it's in constant use. The important thing is that we get it repaired as quick as we can. The problem is if you start getting a degradation of the surface, you get the stones coming loose, and obviously with jet engines or anything else, you can suck that into the engine and do damage. We are the UK's busiest airport at night, so because we're using the east and the west aprons, it's really critical we get that back for tonight.
Down at ground level, Croc is weighing up some aviation heavyweights who, without access to the taxiway, will come banging on his door.
This is the main thoroughfare through here, the most congested area on the airfield. So we've got everything from 777 aircraft, which are very large, carrying large cargo. We've even got the Antonovs, which are some of the biggest aircraft in the world. So we've got to get this done before 6 p.m.
Well, Croc, you better snap to it. It's now 5:30, so just half an hour to finish the job.
We're getting very close to the time now where these aircraft are coming in and we're going to have to vacate the area. So I think we're going to have to go and G these guys up to get them off the airfield. How much longer? How much longer? 5-10 minutes. Lovely. That's good. How long are you going to be, Simon?
2 more minutes and I'll be done.
Okay. So what we've been doing at the minute, obviously we've been planing out the surface course. We're under a bit of pressure now to get all the material back in the ground, rolled, sealed, and obviously cleaned up, because we're getting a bit close on the edge now of handing this back for around 6 o'clock. We've still got guys working at the far end, which I'm a bit worried about, so we'll probably go and have a look up at them, up at the top end.
Not only does the taxiway need its rapid repair,
so to pick all this up here.
Croc is wary of the cursed FOD that could land him in serious hot water.
Lads! FOD is a big thing on airfields. FOD is foreign object debris, and this is the type of thing that we're picking up. So if that got ingested into an engine, caused millions of pounds worth of damage to the engine the aircraft will be taken out of service, and obviously it's a big downtime for the operator, and it'll be a reportable incident. So that's why we get everybody and do a full sweep of the work area. Come and sweep this bit! Hey! Driver! Come down this. We'll have to sort out this edge. Anthony! We just have to get him to sweep up and down on this. We'll get him to come round on this end. So I just got the guys to come over, clean up the edge, re-roll it, and we've rebrushed the area as well.
So after an almighty scramble, the taxiway is fully repaired and spick and span.
So time-wise, we're bang on time. Luckily, everything's gone our way today. The weather's been excellent. Guys have all worked very well. As you see, we're just doing the final walkout. Once we get down the far end of the field, I'll give AGL a call, that's Air Ground Lighting Engineers. We'll get them to test the lighting, make sure everything's okay, we've not damaged anything on that. Remove all the boards, make sure everybody's off the airfield. We've just got operations coming through now.
Control room up to.
Thankfully, the taxiway lights indeed light up.
All good. I'm happy now.
And a fleet of cargo aircraft is green lit to start operations.
A lot of pressure today, but all the guys pulled together, ready for the first plane coming down here. I think it's time for a cup of tea.
Job done. See you later, alligator. Under dramatic skies at Heathrow, it's busy, busy, busy at Europe's biggest airport. The 8 p.m. flight from Abu Dhabi is one of around 1,300 planes that land here daily. So it's all in a day's work for duty manager Gary.
The aircraft will be coming on stand shortly, and then we can start the offloading process. It will have a mixture of baggage and cargo on the inbound. They'll offload the baggage first, then offload the cargo, and then ready to be reloaded.
Soon, tons of general cargo is pouring off the plane. And making its star entrance.
Car's just turning up.
Ready for loading is a piece of freight that doesn't need red carpets to wow onlookers.
We've got a car. It's an Aston Martin GT3 Vantage racing car. So yeah, a lot more pressurised than normal, especially this one with the height of the car. It has no handbrake on it. So that is what we've got to make sure that we load safely, ready for the departure time.
Yes, the finely engineered 400k race car we followed from its incongruous farm base in Sussex is bound for Japan's GT3 championships.
Anthony, when you put the high-low on, make sure you get it as close as possible because we don't want any gaps for the car pallet going on. Yeah? When the car goes on, because the car is so low to the ground being a racing car, we don't want anything to dip down with the possibility of the front of the bumper touching the aircraft, so we want it as close as possible so it'll go in nice and smoothly. Paul, I'll leave you with that. I'm just going to have a look, check the car over.
Before anything can happen though, in a scene painfully familiar to car hire motorists, Gary gives the graceful bodywork a forensic search for any liability-inducing nicks and dings.
We're just going to check now to see if there's any damage to the car. Make sure that the alloys are in condition, there's no scuff marks caused by the straps or whatever, and any bodywork marks, and take pictures. It's just for our peace of mind. Greg, if you can just take a picture of that.
But it's not just avoiding a hefty bill that's giving the crew the shivers.
Oh! Where they've spread it, look at how much clearance now.
It's the shivering timbers wedged under the car that's causing palpitations.
As you can see where the weight has gone on this board, it's sprung this one up and it's pushing the plywood into the car. It's something that we're going to have to be really careful when we're taking it off of this pallet inside the aircraft hold. It's very, 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 very tight on those boards.
Well, as we'll see, this star turn treading the boards.
Keep coming. Good more.
Turns what should be a relatively straightforward load into nail-biting theatre.
Watch that front, Greg.
On the outskirts of Amsterdam, Royal Flora Holland is gearing up for the maddest rush of Valentine's flowers on Earth.
This truck is just arrived from Schiphol Airport. During this Valentine's week, it's very busy. We expect around 140,000 boxes.
In among this ongoing flower onslaught is the 90-ton batch of Ecuadorian roses we followed through Schiphol Airport.
This is a delicate product, so they need to be very careful with all these boxes. Because flowers have a limited time that they are beautiful. It needs to be fast. That's why we bring the plates directly into our cool cell. Because if the flowers get too warm, the quality will drop immediately. Because it's a refrigerated room, it's only 4 Celsius, and it's very important for the flowers. It's keeping them fresh, so they need to be cooled all the time. The next truck just arrived, so within maybe 2 hours, this will be entirely full. It's 24/7, ongoing, continuous. Time is everything.
Already fighting the clock, the unload crew must squeeze in an additional time-saving task.
We'll sort these boxes out because if you see, they're all not the same. They're all different variety of roses, different colors. So it's a mix of everything. And our agents need the boxes to be sorted out so they can do their job on the most efficient way possible.
The agents, the middlemen between growers and buyers, take these flowers by the bucket loads and turn them into beautiful bouquets, fit for the world's biggest flower auction.
Valentine's Day is the busiest 2 weeks of the year. This can make or break the year for many growers and also for us as a company. Everybody's now anxious because it's peak period. They all want flowers, they all need them fast, they all want best quality. So yeah, everybody is now waiting and aiming for these flowers. So what we do here, the roses are all packed in protective SFKs as they're called. And what we would like to do is take them off, check the quality first, and then bring them to the machine where we cut a little bit of the bottom of the rose. If you don't cut, it won't drink water, it won't last so long.
Yes, any budding eunuchs should look away now. The stems are given the snip.
The machine is set to a certain length so that it's really nice and level and the presentation is perfect. Normal weeks we do roughly around 1 million stems a day. Valentine's is double. And we have peak days where it's triple. But luckily that's not every day because nobody will survive.
Caught in this flower tsunami is under pressure packer Anniko, who's sadly fallen out of Valentine's love.
Working here, you must will be really fast and you must really know what you do. In the Valentine time we are so busy, it's coming 100,000 flowers. I am always happy when I know, oh, Valentine is finished. And my husband always asking, and do you want the flowers? No, I don't want flowers anymore.
In just a few hours, around 60,000 of Agent Martin's blooms have shed their dowdy boxes, had a manicure, coiffure and fancy packaging, ready to join millions of other stems for the grand auction.
What we do here is do a real last time physical check of what's going on with these flowers. Are they really marketable? Are they unpacked correctly? Are the correct numbers in the buckets? And if everything is okay, we sign it off, goes literally around the corner, and then it's off to the auction.
But after thousands of buyers snap up these perfectly preened petals, they face one last peril. The floral equivalent of wacky races. At Heathrow Airport, a gaggle of handlers are attempting to load a 400k finely engineered GT3 race car.
Look at how much clearance now. We're going to have to be so careful when we try and get this off.
Their biggest concern is the car's ultra-low ride height. With millimetres ground clearance, they must proceed with extreme caution to avoid eye-wateringly expensive damage.
Red, tight as there. Whoa, stop there, stop there. Right, lift it up and then straighten it up, take it away from the truck.
This is such a big deal, they've drafted in the big brass, training officer Paul.
Because of the clearance of this particular car, there's very little space between the underside and everything we put on. That's why these boards are going in, to just raise it up a little bit. It just gives you a little bit more ground clearance.
Makes it a bit more challenging, you know what I mean?
The aircraft entrusted with freighting the car to Japan for their GT3 championships is an Airbus A380, the world's largest passenger airliner, with an equally voluminous cargo hold.
What are you doing? No, you're bringing this on. Yeah? Take it back up, bring this on to the top, then set it back down, empty to bring him up.
While moving the Aston on the roller bed to the doorway is a piece of cake.
Feel good. Keep going. Yeah, slightly. Keep coming.
Manoeuvring it on board is far from a cakewalk.
Keep coming a bit more. Bit more. Watch that front, Greg. Right. You can start to come in a bit. Keep coming. Right, we're well over that. Well over that.
The car's only part way in, being over 15 feet long and wider than your average motor, only adds to the crew's spiralling stress levels.
If you pull your corner round, Lou, you can get that corner round, it'll be sweet as. This doorway is just an extra 1.5 foot wider. You see it's a little bit sticky.
Come in, keep coming. Right, let's get it in the middle. Keep going. No, we don't want it, we want it over. Come back a bit then. A bit more, a little bit more. That's it. Perfect.
At last, with the car lined up in the hold, it's taken off the leash.
You ready, yeah?
Okay, guys? Yeah?
All right, let's go then.
And heaved to its final resting place.
Rocket.
Keep coming. Keep coming. Yeah, do ya?
It took an excruciating 22 minutes to complete the 30-foot journey to its cargo bay berth.
Okay, guys, let's get the straps.
Surely nothing can go wrong now.
Oh. Thank God you got a light on that camera.
It could be that the ground power has tripped out for some reason.
Oh, there you go.
Power restored, the final task is to swaddle the race car as gently as a newborn babe.
We feed the straps through some sleeves that we've made up ourselves, so that when the strap goes around the alloy wheels, there's no chance of it damaging the paintwork or anything. Final check. Straps are all good. We wrap that around the buckle, so there's no danger with the metal of the buckle ever coming in contact with the car. I'm very happy with that. All the tension on the straps are great. So yeah, really happy with it now. I have no concerns with the shipping of this at all.
At 8 in the evening, the supercar inside the supersized A380 takes off into the night skies, bound for a Japan racetrack.
The flight has now departed. More than happy with how the car went. We're really pleased. So it was a good night as far as we were concerned.
At Royal Flora Holland, the 90 tons of Ecuadorian blooms we followed being rushed through Schiphol Airport.
They're looking nice. Smelling wonderful.
Then onto the world's largest flower auctioneers have been preened and pricked, ready for market.
In the Valentine time we are so busy. I am always happy when I know, oh, Valentine is finished.
So you could say, for resident auctioneer and flora enthusiast Eric, his job is a giant bed of roses.
I love roses generally because I work with it every day. All the colors for roses and all the varieties, I love them. This is the cold store for the auction. It's early, There are all roses over here, over there are roses, over here are roses, roses from over the world, from Kenya, from Ethiopia, from Ecuador. They are waiting to be auctioned. At approximately 6 o'clock, the auction begins. In Valentine week, we have a minimum 100 million roses we auction. We have 700 varieties with all colors. So, what are you looking for? We have it.
Well, Eric, it's a few minutes to 6 a.m.
Look, oh, wait, the buyer, more.
So you better get on your bike.
He must go back to his station now because the auction is already beginning. So he's speeding up. It's Valentine, so everyone is tense, you know. You see the flowers are coming out of the cold store. Now we will go into the auction room, so we must be quiet, because they are buying at this moment.
Yes, this is it. The start of the flower buying frenzy. Fueled by the scent of a bargain bucket of bouquets, around 2,000 rival buyers are poised for a Dutch War of the Roses.
As auctioneer, I know the price, what is optimum in the market. So, for example, if the price is 50 cents for one flower, 50 cents, I start the clock at a high position, for example, 90 cents. The clock will going down, and when it's in the within 50 cents, a buyer will press the button.
Well, if any of that's double Dutch to you, the best way to explain a Dutch auction is it operates in reverse. The price starts high and drops until the first buyer makes a purchase bid.
It is fast. Within approximately every 2 seconds we make one transaction. It's going very fast.
The only snag with auctioning millions of stems in minutes is flowers must be divvied up and sent to the correct onward delivery bay for the clients. Cue the kind of motoring mayhem normally seen at Rome's rush hour.
You see over here? These are the distribution tickets. They will put them on a trolley. You're welcome, you're welcome. They put them on a trolley. The trolley is going into the system, and then the flowers will be distributed. This is going for hours and hours, because we must deliver 15,000 trolleys and also 10 or 12,000 trolleys of plants. This is a process that we do every day. If you don't like the stress, then you must sit at the table and enjoy the flowers.
Amid the pandemonium are our Ecuadorian flowers. And in a lovely twist of fate, they're feeling right at home.
I am from Quito, so where they grow a lot of roses. So that's really cool when you see the address and it's from Ecuador, and it gives a little, oh, that's from my home country. The whole building over here is the size of Monaco. At the side you see almost carts, and every cart at the side of this distribution center is a client. So as you can see, there are a lot of clients. So what we do is we put them on the carts, then we collect all the carts per client, and we take them to a point where the clients could pick it up. It is in a sort of a way an insane job.
So in the space of 96 hours, our Quito roses have been picked, flown halfway around the globe, sold, then, along with all the other flowers, redelivered worldwide.
The driver is now loading. This is the last trolley. The trolleys are going to England. And tomorrow they are in the shop.
One of the thousands of florists snapping up these stems is Miss Mole's Emporium in Brighton, UK. Ready to rescue those last-minute Lotharios.
It's always good to stay open late on Valentine's Day because it's down to the men. So they panic and they're finishing work and they're on their way home and they've been sent a text to remind them that it's the day of love. They rush in here and hope that we've still got flowers for them, and we always do. The florist industry wouldn't survive without suppliers from abroad.
Next time, there's more crazy cargo, more fabulous freighters, and more demanding deadlines to hit. As Mega Air cranks it up to the max.